Every man remember the first wall him ever touch. Zinc fence, cool morning, bare feet on the ground. Garrison band. This is where the story start. 6 years old behind the zinc fence line, watching the big man run the morning grind. Mama cook on fire, daddy no come home. Zinc fence the only world the picnic know. Every hole in the metal tell a different tale. Sunshine through the rust, life behind the veil. Garrison band, garrison race from clear. Zinc fence university every day. The boy watch everything from that corner spot. Learn which man have it, learn which man have not. Learn the language of the street before the word. Zinc fence classroom, every lesson heard. From the zinc fence to the concrete throne, every garrison child learn on his own. The wall that held him in become the wall he owns. Zinc fence raised me, zinc fence made me. Garrison living cut me and save me. Every scar on the metal match the scar on the soul. Zinc fence child grow up and take control. Grow up and take control. 12 years old and the fence still stand, but now the boy reaching with a different and see the hustle of them and understand the game. Zinc fence education, nobody to blame. Watch it done move to the garrison yard. Every step calculated, every word hard. Learn that survival is a daily art. Zinc fence, wisdom, garrison art. Morning come with the smell of coal, evening leave with a heavier soul. But every night behind the same zinc wall, garrison teaching answer the call. From the zinc fence to the concrete throne, every garrison child learn on his own. The wall that held him in become the wall he owns. Zinc fence raised me, zinc fence made me. Garrison living cut me and save me. Every scar on the metal matches scar on the soul. Zinc fence child grow up and take control. Grow up and take control. Now the man stand tall at the same concrete, same zinc fence stand a different heartbeat. The boy you watch is not the one them watch. Street corner graduate, no need no watch. Time run different with the hustle real. Zinc fence memory sharp in every deal. Every morning we wake behind the same divide. Zinc fence living, garrison pride. Some man escape it, some man never leave, some man wear the zinc fence on them sleep. 20 years later, the fence still rust, but the man who grew there carry garrison trust. Built something from the nothing, the fence enclosed. Every door them shut, the garrison exposed. No university, no silver spoon, just zinc fence lesson from the afternoon. The world outside no understand the price. Zinc fence living paid for twice. Raise me, zinc fence made me. Garrison living cut me and save me. Every scar on the metal match is scar on the soul. Zinc fence style grow up and take control. Grow up and take control. Zinc fence rising, zinc fence standing. Garrison child, no stop demanding. From the rust and the rain rise. Zinc fence child, open your eyes. Before the garrison, before the crossing, before the ships, before the chains, we were kings. In the kingdom of Ashanti, before the falling. In the empire of Dahomey, before the calling. Of the ship at the coast with its terrible offering. Before the garrison concrete, before the suffering, we built cities that the Europe came to study. Then the ships came and the kingdoms broke, and the people crossed and the culture spoke different languages in a different place. We were kings before the crossing. We built empires before the tossing into the hole that history machine. We were kings, and that still means
something in the garrison, something in the blood.
We were kings, still kings in the mud. again the rebuilding from nothing on Caribbean plain. Every garrison built by kings who forgot their name. But the name comes back when the drums start. The name comes back in the rhythm and the art. The garrison itself is a kind of kingdom rebuilt. We were kings before the crossing. We built empires before the tossing into the old of the history machine.
We were kings.
And that still means
Something in the garrison. Something in the blood.
we were kings, still kings in the mud. Walk through the garrison and see the king. In the man who hold his black like everything. Depends on him because it does depend. In the woman who hold the family from men. To end of the week with nothing, everything. From Ashanti, throne to garrison step. From empire to zinc fence, nothing left. Except the posture and the way of knowing. Except the rhythm and the way of going. Through impossible pressure without breaking. That is the king energy still making its way through 400 years of change. We were kings and we are still the same. Blood does not forget the throne it came from. Tell the garrison pick me where they come from. Before the concrete, before the slum, before the zinc fence and the garrison wall. Before all of that, before the fall, there were kings and queens who look like you. The name comes back when the drum start. The name comes back in the rhythm and the art. We were kings and the garrison knows we were kings. Before the crossing, we built empires before the tossing into the old of history machine. We were kings, and that still means
Something in the garrison. Something in the blood.
we were kings, still kings in the mud.
We were kings.
Zinc fence and throne,
We were kings.
garrison and home,
We were kings.
crossing and return.
We were kings.
The children will learn. We were kings. We are kings. We will be kings. $50, just $50 between dignity and disaster. Garrison, arithmetic, no pretty. Monday morning, landlord at the gate. Biscuit dollar short and him no wait. Run the numbers in the head all night. $50 standing between wrong and right. Ask the neighbor, neighbor now have it. Garrison man with him back against the wall. $50 right before the fall. One decision standing in the way. $50 short of everything. $50 what a suffering. Garrison man with him back against the wall. $50 decide it all. By noon him find it, no ask him out. Some things on the street, man no allow. $50 solution no always clean. But garrison living know what 50 mean. The landlord take it, no looking at the eye. Garrison man with him back against the wall. $50 pride before the fall. One decision standing in the way. $50 short at everything. $50 what a suffering. Garrison man with him back against the wall. $50 decide it all. Evening come on, the debt is clear. But $50 cost more than a pair. What the man do to find the 50? Stay with him longer than the debt. Garrison living full of these receipts. Invisible bills nobody ever overseas. Next Monday, come with the same arithmetic, same calculation, making the man sick, but him pay the rent, him hold the dignity. $50 price of what it costs to be free in Garrison. Freedom of a weekly rate. Garrison man with him back against the wall. $50 pride before the fall. One decision standing in the way. $50 short of everything. $50 what a suffering. Garrison man with him back against the wall. $50 decide it all. 50 shot. 50 phone. $50 run the underground. Every week, the same countdown. Five in the morning and the market alive. Before the city wake, they hustle up, them alright. 4:55, the alarm no needed. Street kinda calling the hustler, eat it. Lower the car before the sun come up. Every box, every crate, every cup. Miss Glory with the pepper and the yum. Market day Kingston is a living thing. Every vendor know this song fi sing. Before the city wake, the market already king. Market day hustle, everybody run. Market day living under the Kingston sun. Every hand moving, every voice calling. Market day hustle, no time for stalling. By noon, the market they reach its peak. 100 conversations, everybody speak. The woman from the country with the best sorrel. The man from the garrison sell and quarrel. Money change and faster than the eye. Market day Kingston is a living thing. Every vendor know the song fi sing. Before the city wake, the market already king. Market day hustle, everybody run. Market day living under the Kingston sun. Every hand moving, every voice calling. Market day hustle, no time for stalling. Behind every stall is a family calculation. How much to sell to cover the rent? How much to save for the child school fee? Market day math that nobody teach, but every vendor know within them sleep. This market is a university. Energy she flow, counting the earnings, watching the flow. Some days good, some days the rent short. Market day living, the real ripper. But tomorrow 5 AM, the cat loads again. Market day Kingston is a living thing. Every vendor know the song fi sing. Before the city wake, the market already king. Market day hustle, everybody run. Market day living under the Kingston sun. Every hand moving, every voice calling. Market day hustle, no time for stalling. Market done, money come, Garrison hustle, every amount. Tomorrow comes and we do it again. This no start with music. This start with a score that needed settling. Every Garrison have one. Scoreboard running since 94. Two Garrison clipping counter war. Every cross mark a different name. Blood on the scoreboard, it's a serious game. No talk to me about peace and harmony. newspaper tell the story wrong. Call it random violence. No all along. Every name on the scoreboard had a reason. Garrison justice running every season. Babylon County bodies. Miss the point. Chalk on the wall, every garrison have them roll call. Not choose this life, the life choose back. Blood on the scoreboard, no going back. The young man looking at the scoreboard now, learning the arithmetic, learning the how. Somebody should tell him what the old man know. Every mark on that board costs more than show. But garrison must they start before the reading. On the scoreboard, keep on bleeding. 20 years later, same concrete wall. Different name for the same old call. New generation inherit the score. Garrison passing down the same old wall. When does this scoreboard ever reach zero? No choose this life, the life choose back. Blood on the scoreboard, no going back. Every name remember, every name count, count, count. Blood on the scoreboard, chalk on the wall. Every garrison have them roll call. No choose this life, the life choose back. Blood on the scoreboard, no going back. The scoreboard running, no stop count. Blood on the board, every amount to the garrison. Finally, let it down, down, down.
Some woman no say goodbye. Them just got with the last dark before morning. 4:45 on the bed turned cold. She fold the sheets like a story told. No note, no word, just the smell of her perfume on the pillow, morning blur. Garrison woman, no hope to disappear. Street corner, street corner, love no bill for last. She left before sunrise, just like the past. Some things we feel but cannot hold. She left before the sunrise, touch the wall. Left before the rooster, make him call. Street corner, love no bill for stay. She left before sunrise, gone away. Met at Marcus, Rum Bar, October rain. She laugh like nothing in the world bring pain. 3 months of something real or so it seem. Garrison woman carrying her one dream. Before sunrise, she carried somewhere new. Street corner, love no bill for last. She left before sunrise, just like the past. Some things we feel but cannot hold. She left before the sunrise, touch the wall. Left before the rooster, make him call. Street corner, love no bill for stay. She left before sunrise, gone away. No chase her, no call her name in the dark. Garrison man learn early about the broken heart. She never promised but she no deliver. Just pass through like the January river. Cool and real and gone before the warmth. Morning come with the garbage truck. truck sound. Life returning to the garrison ground. The pillow cold but the day still start. Street corner living require a strong heart. Some man born to live before sunrise. Street corner love no bill for last. She left before sunrise, just like the past. Some things we feel but cannot hold. She left before the sunrise touched the wall. Left before the rooster making call. Street corner love no bill for stay. She left before sunrise, gone away. Before sunrise she gone. Before sunrise, move on. Garrison North, carry on.
School system fail me, police system target me, bank system deny me. Babylon we need to talk. 14 years in the school them bill. Never once teach me what I needed filled. History book start at 1700. Everything before that thunder and blunder. No teach me nanny, no teach me bubble. Babylon curriculum, Babylon design. No teach me why the poor man always struggle. Babylon can't hold this mind of mine. Babylon can't hold me. Tried and failed. Babylon system already derailed. Every chain them put, we break through. Babylon can't hold me. Watch what we do. Watch what we do. Credit score say me not exist. Bank manager with him rejection list. Rental application, landlord no rent. Garrison address every door cement. But Garrison teach what Babylon fear. Babylon curriculum, Babylon design. Now teach me why the poor man always struggle. Babylon can't hold this mind of mine. Babylon can't hold me. Tried and failed. Babylon system already derailed. Every chain them put, we break through. Babylon can't hold me. Watch what we do. Watch what we do. Immigration system built to stop we movement. Education system built to stop we thinking. Banking system built to stop we building. Housing system built to stop we routing. But every system Babylon ever build, the garrison find a way around through or over. Babylon can't hold what was never theirs to hold. Garrison wisdom for the solution. Because every system Babylon build eventually crack along Garrison fill. And them come to the garrison for the answer. Babylon curriculum, Babylon design. Now teach me why the poor man always struggle. Babylon can't hold this mind of mine. Babylon can't hold me. Tried and failed. Babylon system already derailed. Every chain them put, we break through. Babylon can't hold me. Watch what we do. Watch what we do. Babylon try, Babylon fail. Garrison living cannot be jailed. Every generation, same truth prevail.
Every truth in Kingston gets spoken at a rum bar. Never in church, never in school. Always at the rum bar, around 2 in the afternoon. 2 o'clock in the rum bar heat. Old Desmond talk about the price of meat. Oh, Babylon use inflation like a chain. Who the poor man loss is always someone's gain. Missy vet behind the counter, pour and listen. 20 years of rum bar wisdom glistening. Every stool a different life philosophy. Rum bar speak what schoolroom never free. Rum bar philosophy, more real than the news. Rum bar truth, cut through the confusion. Every man speak freely at the rum bar gate. Rum bar philosophy, the Garrison's fate. Brother Michael talk about Marcus Garvey like him know him personal, like them were family. Babylon fear the rum bar conversation more than any protest or demonstration. Because drunk man tell the truth, they wouldn't dare. 20 years of rum bar wisdom glistening. Every stool a different life philosophy. Rum bar speak what schoolroom never free. Rum bar philosophy, more real than the news. Rum bar truth, cut through the confusion. Every man speak freely at the rum bar gate. Rum bar philosophy, the Garrison's fate. Historian, now write the rum bar chapter, but more history made between those walls than in any parliament session. 3 in the afternoon, sun coming through the glass. Old man telling young man what the system is. No textbook, no professor, just truth and rum. O'clock on the rum party note. Every philosopher find him wrote. Same truth we return tomorrow afternoon. Same stools, same sun, same rum, same tune. Rum bar philosophy, the people's living archive. 20 years of rum bar wisdom glistening. Every stool a different life philosophy. Rum bar speak what schoolroom never free. Rum bar philosophy, more real than the news. Rum bar truth, cut through the confusion. Every man speak freely at the rum bar gate. Rum bar philosophy, the Garrison's fate. Rum bar speaking, pour another round. Rum bar philosophy, underground sound. Tomorrow afternoon, the truth come around.
Every garrison have one,
You know always know.
but the information always reach Babylon.
And you start to wonder.
Somebody talk. The raid came at dawn before the sunrise stream and gone. I break down the door, them already know. Somebody inside give them the show. Informer shadow walk among the crew. Smile in the day, call Babylon by toe. Garrison code older than the concrete wall. Informer is the worst fall of all. Informer shadow, follow the step. Garrison secret, Babylon trip. Who is the face behind the friendly smile? Informer shadow, borrowed wild. We taught him wise. 20 years in the garrison, them disguise till the morning come and the proof was clear. Real man vice and the Babylon recorder.
Garrison justice, swift and final.
follow every step. Garrison secret, Babylon trip. Who is the face behind the friendly smile? Informer shadow, borrowed wide. After Raymond, nobody trust the same. Every conversation carry cautious name. We still eat together, still stand the block, but every man now check behind the clock. Informer, change the garrison forever. Not with violence, but with the severance of trust that took 20 years to build. Now the young man learning early to watch the eye when the mouth's about to read the silence between the words spoken. Some garrison lesson leave we open. Informer shadow, never fully gone. Smile in the day, call Babylon by two. Garrison code older than the concrete wall. Informer is the worst fall of all. Informer shadow, follow every step. Garrison secret, Babylon tip. Who is the face behind the friendly smile? Informer shadow, borrowed wide. Mind who you tell, mind who you trust. Informer shadow, turn to dust. But the damage live in the garrison trust. Last bus to Portmore, leaving 10:45. If you miss it, you're sleeping in Kingston tonight. So everybody on that bus have a reason to be there. Back seat, old man with a plastic bag. Something heavy in it, something he won't brag. Middle seat, young nurse just done a shift. 12 hours on her feet, needing a lift. Window seat, man counting money quietly. Every face on the last bus carry a story. Night bus to Portmore, everyday glory. The city slide past dark and lit. Night bus to Portmore, last ride home. Night bus carrying everyone alone. Together in the darkness, moving through the town. Night bus to Portmore, Kingston, slow down, 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 down. Back of the bus, too young man, quiet. Could be tired, could be planning something. Dive and know every pothole by heart. 20 years this route, this is his art. Radio low, gospel music, ironic choice. Every face on the last bus carry a story. Night bus to Portmore, everyday glory. The city slide past dark and lit. Night bus to Portmore, last ride home. Night bus carrying everyone alone. Together in the darkness, moving through the town. Night bus to Portmore, Kingston, slow down, down, down. Rich man have a car, poor man have the bus, but last bus have a democracy that money can't discuss. Nurse beside the hustler, beside the old woman, all going home to the same Kingston dark. Night bus is the real Jamaican, posed and true. Everyone just tired and heading home. Portmore come and passengers scatter, each one into their own chapter. Old man with the bag disappears first, nurse second, young men last. Driver turning the bus around for the city again. Every face on the last bus carry a story.
Night bus to Portmore, everyday glory. The city slide past dark and lit. Night bus to Portmore, last ride home. Night bus carrying everyone alone. Together in the darkness, moving through the town. Night bus to Portmore, Kingston, slow down, down, down. Night bus running, back, back, back. Night bus done. Portmore sleeping, back, back, back. Tomorrow come. Same bus, different faces, same sun.
Close your eyes and smell Garrison morning. Sweat and kerosene and something cooking. And underneath it all, the smell of people surviving. 6 up, the man the kerosene stove light. Blue flame keeping the morning right. Sweat from the night, still on the sheet. Zinc roof heating up before the beat. Every morning, smell the same sweet struggle. Breadfruit roasting somewhere down the lane. Whole motor oil and last night's rain. Garrison morning, entering through every vein. Sweat and kerosene, that's the morning smell. Sweat and kerosene, Garrison hotel. Every sense awake before the top. Sweat and kerosene, life daily bath. Bring the smell of the rum bar open at asphalt and something freshly broken. Children running through the water pipe burst. Garrison afternoon walking up a thirst. Smoke from somewhere mixing with the breadfruit roasting somewhere down the lane. Whole motor oil and last night's rain. Garrison morning, entering through every vein. Sweat and kerosene, that's the morning smell. Kerosene, Garrison hotel. Every sense awake before the top. Sweat and kerosene, like daily bath. Out of the company, Garrison, I don't smell it hot. But Garrison people smell the morning and feel alive. Kerosene means fire, means breakfast, means another day. Sweat means body, means presence, means surviving. Every smell in Garrison is proof of something continuing. Against every force that try to stop the continuing. Evening bring the cold pot smoke and rice. The smell of family crowd, it's something nice. Despite the heart of the warm in the air. Garrison evening sweat and prayer and kerosene burning low as the day ends. Breadfruit roasting somewhere down the lane. Whole motor oil and last night's rain. Garrison morning, entering to every vein. Sweat and kerosene, that's the morning smell. Sweat and kerosene, Garrison hotel. Every sense awake before the top. Sweat and kerosene, life daily bath. Sweat and kerosene, we know this smell. Sweat and kerosene, we live to tell tomorrow morning. Same smell, same vibe. Go. Mr. Chen has owned the corner shop since 1979. He has seen 4 dons come and go. 3 police stations change commanders. And he remembers every face that ever came through that door. Mr. Chen behind the counter morning to night. The corner shop open before the first light. Every garrison person pass through that door. From birth to burial, he keep the score. He know who owing, who paid, who struggled. He know which family fighting this week. He know which man working, which man can see. Corner shop hold more intel than any street. Corner shop kingdom, Mr. Chen know all. Corner shop kingdom, hear every call, every garrison secret. Walk through that door. Corner shop kingdom, the garrison floor. He extend credit when Babylon wouldn't. He kept things he saw to himself understood. When police came asking about the night of Thursday, Mr. Chen suddenly remember nothing. The corner shop belonged to the garrison first. He know which family fighting this week. He know which man working, which man can see. Corner shop hold more intel than any street. Corner shop kingdom, Mr. Chen know all. Corner shop kingdom, hear every call, every garrison secret. Walk through that door. Corner shop kingdom, the garrison floor. 4 decades of credit book entries, 4 decades of watching children grow to men, 4 decades of funerals and christenings, all passing through the same door. Mr. Chen is not from garrison by blood, but 40 years make you garrison by choice. And the corner shop is the second government, more legitimate than the first one. When Mr. Chen's son take over someday, same credit book, same knowledge, same way. The garrison doesn't trust institutions, the garrison trust the corner shop. That is a different and more durable thing. He know which family fighting this week. He know which man working, which man can see. Corner shop hold more intel than any street. Corner shop kingdom, Mr. Chen know all. Corner shop kingdom, hear every call, every garrison secret. Walk through that door. Corner shop kingdom, the garrison floor. Corner shop open, corner shop door. Corner shop watching, the garrison grow. Morning to night, generation to generation.
400 years later, and the wound still open. Not metaphor, not history class. The wound still bleeding in the present tense. Great grandmother came in chairs, not in ships. That is a fact that never reached your lips. School curriculum, skip the middle part. Between Africa free and Jamaica start. That gap is 400 years of scar. Ancient scar run through the modern vein. Colonialism live in poverty and pain. 400 years and the wound remain. Ancient scar, modern war, same wound, different shore. 400 years and the blood still flow. Ancient scar, believing no, believing no, believing no. They took the land, called it discovery. They took the people, called it industry. They took the language, called it education. They took the God, called it salvation. Every institution built on what they stole. Ancient scar run through the modern vein. Colonialism live in poverty and pain. 400 years and the wound remain. Ancient scar, modern war,
luck. That is the womb still working. Colonial architecture disguised as economics. Ancient scar wearing a modern business suit, but Garrison recognize the blade. But listen, because this is not a lament, this is a map of what needs to be mended. Every generation that understand this star is one generation closer to the healing. Ancient scar require ancient wisdom to close. Ancient scar run to the modern vein, but Garrison healing run to the same vein. And 400 years of surviving the remain. Ancient scar, modern war, same wound, different show. 400 years and the blood still flow. Ancient scar, believing go, believing go, believing go. Ancient scar, we see you clear. Ancient scar, we still here. Healing coming, year by year. Every garrison have a woman that the whole block talk about. 10 years after she gone, people still talking. Her name was Trouble, and that wasn't even her real name. Real name was Sandra, born on Fletcher Lane, but Trouble was the name the Garrison gave. First time she walked through 97, every man stopped and forgot about heaven. 3 months later, 2 families weren't speaking. Word travel fast when trouble pass through. Rum Bar theories about what she would do. Every story bigger than the last one told. Her name was Trouble, Garrison said. Her name was Trouble from the first day. Not wicked, not evil, just impossibly real. Her name was Trouble, and Trouble was the deal. They say she make the don leave his wife for a week. They say she make the preacher lose his speech. They say 2 brothers stop talking for a year. Every story might be fiction, but the fear, the fascination, never quite fiction enough. Word trouble fast when trouble pass through. Rum Bar theories about what she would do. Every story bigger than the last one told. Her name was Trouble, Garrison said. Her name was Trouble from the first day. Not wicked, not evil, just impossibly real. Her name was Trouble, and Trouble was the deal. But Miss Gloria, who lived next door to Sandra, said Sandra was just a woman trying to live, who woke up early and came home tired, who loved her mother and sent money home, who made the mistake of being beautiful in a place with nothing else to look at. And they turned her life into a story and called the story Trouble, 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 Trouble. Sandra left Garrison in 2003. Some say Kingston, some say foreign country. The stories continued without her presence. Trouble the legend outlived Sandra the person. 10 years later, the Garrison still talking. Word travel fast when trouble pass through. Rum Bar theories about what she would do, but Sandra
Her name was Trouble from the first day, but Sandra had a different name for herself. Her name was Trouble, only in someone else. Sandra gone, but Trouble remain. Garrison legend in the Rum Bar reign. Real woman behind every nickname. Found it when I was 8 years old, up in the breadfruit tree, rusted but sharp. Nobody ever claimed it, and that knife changed everything. August morning, climbing for the breadfruit, untouched cold steel hidden in the root. Old knife, old handle, old story waiting. Whose and last held it? Whose story fading? Garrison history carved into the blade. Brought it down and cleaned it on the grass. Some objects carry weight from the past. That knife was never just a knife. Knife in the breadfruit tree, who left you there? Knife in the breadfruit tree, what did you bear? Some garrison secrets, living still. Knife in the breadfruit tree, what did you feel? Sterling on the corner store. Him eyes go somewhere else, him say no more. Ask grandmother, she touched the knife once, then fold her hands and become quiet. Some questions in Garrison of no safe answer. Brought it down and cleaned it on the grass. Some objects carry weight from the past. That knife was never just a knife. Knife in the breadfruit tree, who left you there? Knife in the breadfruit tree, what did you bear? Some garrison secrets, living still. Knife in the breadfruit tree, what did you feel? Every community have its buried knives, objects that contain the whole story of what people survive, what they did to survive. The breadfruit tree grew around it like acceptance, like the garrison itself grew around its violence. Incorporated it, let it become part of the root, and the fruit still sweet regardless. Kept the knife for 20 years and then put it back up in the tree again. Not to forget, not to honor violence, but to let the mystery rest in silence. Some garrison history belong to the tree. Brought it down and cleaned it on the grass. Some objects carry weight from the past. That knife was never just a knife. Knife in the breadfruit tree, who left you there? Knife in the breadfruit tree, what did you bear? Some garrison secrets, living still. Knife in the breadfruit tree, what did you feel? Breadfruit tree, keep the secret still. Garrison rule, belong to the tree alone.
One bag of rice, not a symbol, not a metaphor. One physical bag of rice, and it has to last 7 days. This is the Garrison mathematics nobody teaches. Monday morning, open the rice bag wide. Calculate what 7 days require. Inside, 3 cups for the family, if everyone eats small. 2 meals a day, if nothing at all. And the bag already half from last week. Wednesday come and the bag looking thin. Thursday morning counting again. Friday and the rice arithmetic begin. One bag of rice for the whole family we. One bag of rice and the children will eat. Garrison mother counting grain by grain. One bag of rice stretch until Sunday again. Saltfish on Monday, saltfish on Thursday. Breadfruit from the yard to supplement. Banana green when it money spent. The Garrison kitchen is an engineering problem. Wednesday come and the bag looking thin. Thursday morning counting again. Friday and the rice arithmetic begin. One bag of rice for the whole family we eat. One bag of rice and the children will eat. By grade. One bag of rice stretch until Sunday again. The economist never studied the Garrison kitchen. The nutritionist never grade the Garrison meal. But the Garrison mother hold a PhD in making nothing into something. Indignity management under impossible conditions. The world don't see this expertise, but the children grow from it and carry it in their bones. Sunday morning and the bag near empty, but somehow everyone ate something. The miracle is not supernatural. The miracle is a woman with a calculation that keeps the family fed against all reason. Sunday come and the bag is done, but the family ate from Monday, son. One bag rice and the calculation one bag rice for the whole family week. One bag rice and the children will eat. Garrison mother counting grain by grain. One bag of rice, next Monday come again. One bag of rice, 7 days done. Garrison mother under the same sun. Next week come, she count again. One.
The tattoo was already on my grandfather's arm when he came to Kingston. He never explained it, but sometimes he would trace it with his finger when he thought no one was watching. 3 lines on the left arm meaning lost. Cross the water without the translation cost. Grandfather carried the mark of the tribe, but the language to read it didn't survive. Just the ink and the gesture of tracing.
tattoo speaks what the mouth forgot. Tribal tattoo carries what the crossing cause. 3 lines on the arm from a different show. Tribal tattoo speaks the ancestral mode. His son didn't take the tattoo, moved away. His son found it in a photograph one day. Old picture, a grandfather in Jamaica young. 3 lines on the arm, meaning and song. Took the photograph to an elder in Ghana. What do the 3 lines tell the man who wears them? The elder in Ghana trace the same lines with knowing. Tribal tattoo speaks across the water. Tribal tattoo speaks what the mouth forgot. Tribal tattoo carries what the crossing cause. 3 lines on the arm from a different show. Tribal tattoo speaks the ancestral mode. The elder said these 3 lines mark a warrior lineage from a village that still stands near Kumasi. The mark means this man comes back, not defeated, not broken, but returning. Grandfather's tattoo was a promise to come back. And 4 generations later, the grandson came to Ghana with the photograph and completed the promise. Now the grandson carries the same 3 lines, not because tradition demands it, because it defines a continuous line from Ghana through the crossing, through Kingston Garrison, through all the casting, back to the village near Kumasi where it started. What do the 3 lines tell the man who wears them? Now he knows this man comes back. Tribal tattoo speaks across the water. Tribal tattoo speaks what the mouth forgot. Tribal tattoo carries what the crossing cause. 3 lines on the arm from a different show. Tribal tattoo speaks the ancestral mode. Grandfather's mark, grandson's skin. Kumasi to Kingston, coming back again. 3 lines speak what 4 generations couldn't.
Every dawn of a last Sunday, you just don't know which one it is. And maybe that is a mercy. Sunday morning, the damn put on in white. First time in months, everything feel right. Walk through the garrison, people step aside. 20 years of running, 20 years of pride. Eat him Sunday dinner at his mother's gate. Same table, same plate, same time, same fate. Church bell ringing, but they don't never go inside. Sunday living with a particular pride. They dance last Sunday, everything shine bright. They dance last Sunday, felt like everything right. If him didn't know, would him do different? They dance last Sunday, magnificent. And evening come and the dance it on the step. Same step where him first earn respect. Grandchildren running in the yard below, down watching with eyes that carry a glow. Phone ring at 7, him no answer. Same table, same plate, same time, same fate. Church bell ringing, but they don't never go inside. Sunday living with a particular pride. They dance last Sunday, everything everything shine bright. He dance last Sunday, felt like everything right. If him didn't know, would him do different? He dance last Sunday, magnificent. When Monday came and the garrison learned, every man and woman felt what it meant. 20 years of protection, 20 years of order. Danzard, that was brutal, but it was harder. And now the Sunday seat would stay empty, and the grandchildren asking where grandpa went. His mother still said the plate on Sunday, still call his name before she. Garrison never speak of what happened Monday, but every Sunday feel incomplete. Some vibes in Garrison never feel again. Same table, same plate, same time, same fate. Church bell ringing, but they don't never go inside. Sunday living with a particular pride. They dance last Sunday, everything shine bright. They dance last Sunday, felt like everything right. If him didn't know, would him do different? They dance last Sunday, magnificent. Last Sunday, every man have one. Last Sunday, under the garrison sun. Last Sunday, when the day is done.
Take everything from the garrison, man. Take the money, take the house, take the job. One thing you cannot take is the way he carries himself. That belongs to him. Dum 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 dum. Lost the job in 2008. Recession it in Garrison, felt it late. Lost the house the year after that. Lost the woman too, and that was that. Lost count of the things the decade took. Walk through Garrison and look at the man. Still press the shirt, still stand the stand. Rum and death could not take the dignity hand. Rum, death and dignity, all three carry. Rum, death and dignity, necessary. Lost everything but the way he walks the road. Rum, death and dignity, that's the Garrison code. Rum Bar know his name and his tab, but the Rum Bar never see him grab at anyone. Never seen him fool, never seen the Garrison man lose soul at the particular pasture he was born to. But walk through Garrison and look at the man. Still press the shirt, still stand the stand. Rum and death could not take the dignity and rum, death and dignity, all three carry. Rum, death and dignity, necessary. Lost everything but the way he walks the road. Rum, death and dignity, that's the Garrison code. Dignity is not wealth, dignity is not success. Dignity is not what you have, it's how you address the fact of what you don't have. With your head at a certain angle, with your voice at a certain register, with your eye contact maintaining, even when the answer to every question about money and house and future is no. Dignity is the now delivered with bearing. That is the Garrison inheritance, more valuable than what he replaced. These children watching how him carry the loss, understanding before they understand the cost. What they seeing is our man remains himself through everything the world puts on the shelf of his life and takes away. Yeah, true Garrison, I look at the man. Still press the shirt, still stand the stand. Passing the dignity forward, hand to hand. Rum, death and dignity, all three carry. Rum, death and dignity, necessary. Lost everything but the
Kwame came from Accra with his drum. Landed in Kingston not knowing the soul. First night in Garrison, he heard something familiar. Something his grandfather taught him. Coming from a yard 3 doors down. Kwame stand outside the yard and listen hard. Rhythm coming to the concrete from the yard. His hands start moving without him deciding. The pattern in the music and his hands colliding. Walk to the gate and knock. Man inside look through the gate and Kwame's hands moving in the pattern, only blood understands. Same rhythm, different continent, same bands. Drumline from Accra, meet Kingston sound. Same ancestors, same rhythm found. 2 drummers standing at the Garrison gate. Drumline from Accra, recognize the fate. From the Gold Coast to the Caribbean shore, 400 years but the drum remembers more. Kingston rhythm got the Accra in the bones. 2 brothers finding their way back home. Jerome inside, pull open big gate. Kwame walk in the session, get great. No language needed when the drumming start. African pattern speaking out to her. 4 hours, no words, just rhythm conversation. Man inside look through the gate at Kwame's hands moving in the pattern, only blood understands. Same rhythm, different continent, same hands. Drumline from Accra, meet Kingston sound. Same ancestors, same rhythm found. 2 drummers standing at the Garrison gate. Drumline from Accra, recognize the fate. Jerome's rhythm said, I survived the crossing. Kwame's drum said, we never stopped waiting. Jerome's rhythm said, they took everything. Kwame's drum said, except what lives in the hands. And both drums said together, we are not lost. We were never lost, we were just separated. And the Garrison was the meeting point. Kwame stayed 3 months in Jerome's yard. Learned the rhythm, got the gun in heart. Music traveling back across the water now. Kingston carrying across a mouth. Drumline from Accra, still playing in Kingston hills. Man inside look through the gate at Kwame's hands moving in the pattern, only blood understands. Same rhythm, different continent, same hands, yeah. Drumline from Accra, meet Kingston sound. Same ancestors, same rhythm found. 2 drummers standing at the Garrison gate. Drumline from Accra, recognize the fate. Accra rhythm, Kingston hands, same blood running through different lands. Drum, never forget where it began. Yeah, when the Garrison breed different. Listen close, this is when the real story starts. 3 in the morning at the block alive. Shadow moving, every man survive. Garrison heartbeat slow down to a crawl. Whisper travel fast from wall to wall. The mother by the window no go sleep. 3 AM is when the deals get made. 3 AM is when the debts get paid. 3 AM, shoot them cannot hide. 3 Garrison no rest. Every soul inside the struggle test. When the city sleep, we eyes stay wide. 3 AM is when the real ones rise. sit on the same step. Since 72, him no figure 3 AM. He watch the young ones run, same pattern running different. Son Garrison memory longer than the street. 3 AM is when the deals get made. 3 AM is when the debts get paid. 3 AM, through them cannot hide. 3 AM, Garrison no rest. Every soul inside the struggle test. When the city sleep, we eyes stay wide. 3 AM is when the real ones rise. Before the sun touch the garrison wall, before the rooster made the morning call, the ones who not sleep carry the weight. 3 AM living is a different fate. Someone pray, someone plan. Dawn approaching, but the 3 AM man ready, counting what the day the man no sleep, no rest for the garrison soul. 3 AM living take a heavy toll, but every morning him survive again. 3 AM is when the deals get made. 3 AM is when the debts get paid. 3 AM, through them cannot hide. 3 AM, Garrison no rest. Every soul inside the struggle test. When the city sleep, we eyes stay wide. 3 AM is when the real ones rise. Garrison breathe. 3 AM, the living breathe. 3 AM, the strong believe. Brother Marcus was the best man in the church. His son David sat in the front pew every Sunday until he didn't. Preacher man's son grew up in white and pressed. Every Sunday call a tight and bless. Memorize the scripture, know the hymn, but Garrison living seeping in from the brim by 15. The front pew gap getting wider. Garrison calling louder than the sermon. Street corner teaching what pew wouldn't confirm. Preacher's son caught between two firm. Preacher's son fell from the front pew grace. Garrison life take the sermon's place. Father preach salvation every week, but the son gone looking for what the streets speak. 16 years old and the collar gone. Street corner education picking on. Father still preaching to the empty seat. Son learning different scripture on the beat. Black by black the distance from the church grew. Garrison calling louder than the sermon. Street corner teaching what you couldn't confirm. Preacher's son caught between two firm. Preacher's son fell from the front pew grace. Garrison life take the sermon's place. Father preach salvation every week, but his son gone looking for what the streets speak. Every Sunday, Brother Marcus look at the gap, and every Sunday he preach a little harder, as if volume could reach what distance separated. The son hear the sermons from the street outside. Sit on the wall while his father spoke of God. And the wall was also a kind of pew, and the street was also a kind of congregation. 23 years old and the son come back. Not to the pew, not the color, not the track, but to the man who stood behind this sermon to say, I heard you from the wall outside, and some of it stayed with me through everything. Garrison calling louder than the sermon. Street corner teaching what you couldn't confirm. Preacher's son found a way to confirm. Preacher's son fell from the front pew grace. Garrison life take the sermon's place. Father preach salvation every week. Son found salvation on the street. Preacher and son, different road, same destination, same God. Garrison pew and church pew both hold. Every garrison of one woman. Every gun he admire from far. Nobody come too close. And if you ask why, the whole man just shake him head. She moved through the garrison like smoke. Every man watch but nobody spoke. Dance like the music is a private conversation. Her body telling a different translation. 3 man loved her, 2 man gone. Third man walking slow but walking on. She dance like a warning, nobody read. She dance like something you want but don't need. She dances like a warning, beautiful and real. She dances like a warning, cutting like steel. Every man who watched her wanted to be near. She dances like a warning, make the brave feel fear.
Old Miss Carmen says she see it from birth. This girl carry trouble and a certain worth. Not evil, not wicked, just built different. Every garrison need one that magnificent. Men fall like they walked into glass they couldn't see.
Third man walking slow but walking on.
She dance like a warning, nobody read.
She dance like something you want but don't need.
She dances like a warning,
beautiful and real.
she dances like a warning,
cutting like steel. Every man who watched her wanted to be near.
she dances like a warning,
Make the brave feel fear. She know, set out to destroy a single soul.
she just living at a frequency too high.
For ordinary garrison hearts to hold.
And the men mistake intensity for invitation, and the warning dance become the last thing they saw before the lesson hit them hard.
Now the wise man watch from the far side of the road. Admire the warning dance but carry him on load. She's still moving through the garrison like smoke.
Still beautiful,
Still dangerous,
still unspoken.
some things in garrison you appreciate from distance. Third man walking slow but walking on.
She dance like a warning, nobody read.
She dance like something you want but don't need.
She dances like a warning,
Beautiful and real,
she dances like a warning,
cutting like steel. Every man who watched her wanted to be near.
she dances like a warning,
Make the brave feel fear.
beautiful warning. Garrison Jewel, she dance for herself, not for the fool.
Watch from the distance.
Learn the rule.
Dear cousin in Lagos, it has been 3 years since the last letter. The address still the same. Maybe the letter never reached. Write the letter on a Tuesday night. Stamp it, send it, pray it reach alright. 3 years of silence from the Lagos side. Cousin Emmanuel, where you reside? Did the letters reach or get lost at sea? silence to end. Two cousins from the same grandmother blood, one in Lagos, one in Garrison, ma. 3,000 miles and the silence speaks. Been waiting on a word for weeks and weeks. Family scattered across the ocean wide. You write the letters but the words just hide. Maybe Emmanuel have him on struggle now. Lagos Garrison different but same somehow. Maybe the letters sit on a table and read. Garrison, man, learn to live with no answer. Learn to keep moving like a one-man dancer. But every Tuesday night the pen still rise. Same blood, different continent, same cry. Lagos never answered, wondering why. Kingston still writing, pen never dry. Lagos never answered the letter them sent. Kingston waiting for the silence to end. Two cousins from the same grandmother blood, one in Lagos, one in Garrison, ma. Every Caribbean family have the same story. Someone left for somewhere and the silence come. Not from cruelty, not from forgetting, just from the weight of surviving in a different city the same way. Diaspora loneliness travel both directions. The letters pile up in a corner now, but everyone a prayer somehow that Emmanuel alive and finding his way. That Lagos treating him better today. That one morning the phone will ring with his vibe. Same blood, different continent, same cry. Lagos never answer, wondering why. Kingston still writing, pen never dry. Lagos never answer the letter them sent. Kingston waiting for the silence to end. Two cousins from the same grandmother blood, one in Lagos, one in Garrison, ma. Lagos, hear me. Kingston calling still. Lagos never answer, but the letter truffle still.
There is a sound in the garrison at 2 AM that nobody talks about. It is the sound of mothers who are awake, and you will never know how many of them there are.
Every garrison mother keep a vigil unannounced. Eyes open in the dark, no sleep, no rest. Every sound from outside her window file the difference between a stranger and her child. In footstep, waiting, pacing, breathing. Midnight, and the mother listen for her son. 1 AM and the counting has begun. 2 AM and the front gate still no sound. The mothers never sleep until the gates sound. The mothers never sleep until the footstep found. African grandmothers vigil, Kingston reprised. The mothers never sleep, the love never disguised. She working double shift to keep the school fee. Coming home to start the second work free. Cooking, cleaning, listening, praying. Everything she give, never displaying. Garrison economy runs on mothers' invisible labor. Midnight, and the mother listen for her son. 1 AM and the counting has begun. 2 AM and the front gate still no sound. mothers never sleep until the gates sound. The mothers never sleep until the footstep found. African grandmothers vigil, Kingston reprise. The mothers never sleep, the love never disguise. In Lagos, in Accra, in Kingston, in Brixton, in every garrison, everywhere on earth, the mothers sit in the dark, listening for the footstep of the one they bird. This is the oldest human song, older than any rhythm, older than any drum. The sound of a mother awake at 2 a.m., waiting for her child to come home. 3 a.m. and the gate finally moved. The footstep that the mother's ear approve. She hear him in the kitchen, hear him settle. Hear the breathing that released the kettle of tension that she carried all night long. 3 a.m. and the gate finally sound. 3 a.m. and the vigil finally wound. The mother closed her eyes for the first time. The mothers never sleep until the gates sound. The mothers never sleep until the footstep found. African grandmothers vigil, Kingston reprise. The mothers never sleep, the love never disguise. Garrison mother, 2 a.m. strong. Garrison mother, keeping all night long. When the gates sound, then she rest, then gone. 6 years old, no shoes. 12 years old, still no shoes. But the concrete teach you more than any school.
Barefoot on concrete, feel the heat rise. Garrison dedication before the sunrise. Every crack in the road teach a lesson. Every stone underfoot a different blessing. The boy who walk barefoot learn the ground. Learn which corner safe, which corner sound.
Barefoot living be like different there.
Barefoot warrior with a different curve.
Barefoot on concrete.
Roots touch the earth.
Barefoot living,
Showing what we worth. African ancestor also walk the ground.
barefoot connection.
Most profound. Now the man wear boots, but him remember still. Every barefoot man in on the garrison hill. The callous on the foot become the callous on the soul. Barefoot concrete living make the warrior whole. When the marks go, him survive the pressure. Learn which corner safe, which corner sound.
Barefoot living be like different there.
Barefoot warrior with a different curve.
Barefoot on concrete.
Roots touch the earth.
Barefoot living,
Showing what we worth.
African ancestor
Also walk the ground.
barefoot connection.
Most profound. In Africa, the ancestor walk barefoot on the soil. Feel the earth, communicate through the soul. Same information, different ground. Kingston concrete carry the African sound. Barefoot is not poverty. Barefoot is connection between the living man and every generation.
Tell him son, before the shoe, feel it grow. Before the noise, learn the silent sound. Barefoot moment, teach what boot cannot. Garrison wisdom, no buy it, no talk. Barefoot on concrete, roots running deep.
Learn which corner safe, which corner sound.
barefoot living be like different
different curve.
Barefoot on concrete, roots touch the earth. Barefoot living, showing what we were. African ancestor eyes, so walk the ground. Barefoot connection, most profound. Barefoot rising from the clay, concrete teaching every day. African roots in Kingston stay.
Before Garrison was Garrison, it was something else. Before the concrete dried, there was soil. Before the zinc fence, there was open land. Someone remembers. Hold me side, we remember the land before. Before the government building and the concrete floor. She was 14 when the first block went up. When the community came in from the cup of their old rural life into the new city. She remember the breadfruit tree that stood where the road is. She remember the river before the drain covered it, before the concrete dried. Everything was different. Before the concrete dried, there was earth and rain. Before the concrete dried, the river ran plain. Before the garrison walls, the land breathed free. Before the concrete dried, what could we be? Concrete poured in 63 and 64. Every year, another block, another floor. Community uprooted from the country parishes, brought to the city with their hopes and anguishes. And the concrete dry around all of it. She remember the breadfruit tree that stood where the road is. She remember the river before the drain covered it. But she also remember the neighbors who came. Before the concrete dried, there was earth and rain. Before the concrete dried, the river ran plain. Before the garrison walls, the land breathed free. Before the concrete dried, what could we be? This Ivy say, don't only mourn what the concrete covered, also see what the concrete built. People who had nowhere built a somewhere. People who had nothing built a something. The river gone, but the community came. The breadfruit tree gone, but the corner shop came. And both are nourishment, just different kind. Walk the garrison now and feel both things. The earth beneath the concrete still breathing. The old river finding its way through the drains. The original trees in the names of the roads. Before the concrete dried, is still alive underneath. She remember the breadfruit tree that stood where the road is. But she also loves the garrison that grew around it. Before and after, both are true. Before the concrete dried, there was earth and rain. Before the concrete dried, the river ran plain. But after the concrete dried, we build again. Before and after, Garrison remain. Concrete on top, earth underneath. Garrison living, past and present breathe. Before and after, same people, the same